This is DC Channel Guns. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
What up? This is DC Channel Guns coming at you another gun video. Appreciate you watching, like, share, and subscribe. I want to appreciate all my subscribers. I want to appreciate all their good information. I appreciate y'all. Now we have another state, pretty much that's in a world of mess right now, and that's Florida. We have all these states that is popping up on the radar. We're trying to put out fires everywhere, people. We must come out and vote this year. We have to come out and vote because a lot of these laws are popping up like the California wildfires. They all over us. We're surrounded. And so we have another state, Florida. Now, Florida has just put forth some major gun control. Pretty much same old like some of the other states and stuff like that. And, we're going to get into it. And, one thing I want to iterate when we get into this Florida and stuff like that, this Florida article and getting information in Florida, when you go vote, make sure that your politician is solid. And, a lot of us already have our radars, up full force when it comes to the Democrats and the anti-gun. But guess what? We have other radars that we need to put up. You have Republicans who will turn around and stab you in the back. And, a lot of people talked about that. We've been talking about it for a long time. Just because there's a Republican don't mean they're for your gun rights. They'll sell you out for $1. And you have Bloomberg, who has been down to Florida. He's been contributing to these campaigns. And, like I said before, we can check the records of some of these politicians who accepted money from Bloomberg on both sides. I'm talking about we'd probably be shocked. A lot of us probably wouldn't, but we probably would. But, like I said before, Bloomberg has spread his cash all over this country to take your firearms. And it's a lot of politicians who is addicted to Bloomberg's money to get all public campaign money, because they can get out and say what they want to say and ain't got to worry about the public funding them, boost their campaign. Pretty much, give their campaign an ejection, like a boost. That's what Bloomberg is doing. He's throwing millions of dollars into the politician campaign, filling up their pockets and everything. So like I said before, Bloomberg is everywhere. So, we're going to get into it. Let's get into this article, and then we're going to talk more about what's going down in Florida. So we're looking at this article here. Now, this article here is the Tampa Bay Times. They get credit. They put this article out, put this information out. Now, I'm going to read this first paragraph, then we're going to scroll down and read some more stuff. Now, a Republican-led Florida Senate committee passed a bill that would close so-called gun show loophole, but still allow most private party gun sales to take place without a background check. Now, we're going to go down. We're going to get to something else down here. Now, Senate Bill 7028 will not require a background check for all person-to-person sales, which make up an estimate 20% of all gun sales according to Senate committee analysis. Now, as we go down right here, it said now, instead, when selling a gun to another individual, the seller will be required to check a person ID to make sure they're legally allowed to own the weapon and fill out a form recording the transaction. Now, the form would include a list of questions for the buyer, such as whether they're a felon, a fugitive from justice, or have anything else in their history that would prevent them from owning a gun. Now, we'll go right here. Now, the seller would then confirm that they have no knowledge or reason to believe that the purchase is of unsound mind. Now, the form will have to be witnessed and signed by a notary public, but the bill doesn't require the seller to do anything with the form. So, that is something that, really stood out to me. Now, we're going to go down. Now, not filling out the form will be a second-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to 60 days in jail. Now, the bill also requires any private party sale or public place, in other words, gun shows, go through a background check. So, that's some of the stuff that, Florida has put. So I just want to point that out so we can talk about it and stuff like that. So let's get on, with the conversation. So we just went over that article in Florida and stuff like that. They've been putting forth a whole lot of these, new gun regulations and stuff like that. And, pretty much the same old now. When it comes to Florida, they have been pushing their red flag laws for a minute now. And, I looked at an article. I think they did some 2,400 cases when it came to red flag laws, according to public records in down there in Florida. Over 2,400 cases where they have used the red flag laws to go seize someone's farms and stuff like that, that seen a threat or something like that, or a family member, whoever, doctor or somebody, perceived them to be a threat. And, so down in Florida, they had been using that red flag law very fluently. I'm talking about they've been using it. I'm talking about they don't have no problem using it down there in Florida. And so, we just got through talking about Florida. They putting some regulations and stuff when it comes to farm and stuff. So I think it's headed to the Senate and stuff to get passed and, wait for the governor's signature and everything. But, one thing I want to talk about, when you have these bills that's coming out now, Florida putting forth, this gun show loophole, this crap that people have been spreading all over this country, as if, you don't do a background check, like you can just go on a gun show and no ID required or nothing that you buy a gun, and you have people falling for this trickery when it comes to the gun show loophole. The gun show loophole been thrown around for a long time, and then you got states actually passing laws talking about the gun show loophole. Now, when it comes to Florida, now what I'm confused about, I ain't really confused, but with the law about the paperwork, far as you're gonna have gun shows who have to do background checks, but you're still allowing the private citizen to pretty much, fill out a form for a person and have a questionnaire. Now, if a person can't have a form, and what kind of credentials are they supposed to be showing? I'm talking about, are they showing you their concealed weapon credential or a pistol permit? I'm talking about, what are they showing? They just said ID. I'm talking about they just showing your driving license. I'm talking about, what are they showing you to say, hey, they're able to buy a farm? And then you have a questionnaire. If someone can't buy a farm or a criminal, whoever, they can lie on a piece of paperwork. I'm talking about it's not up to this. Now, the seller must make sure. Now, they saying that the seller must make sure that he's not selling it to a criminal or somebody with a felony. But how would he know that? I'm talking about, how would he know that unless he have to use some type of a pistol permit showing that they passed the background check or a concealed weapon? I'm talking about just showing some ID. I'm talking about that's just ridiculous. And then you have to go to a public, a notary to get it notarized, get it witnessed and everything. I'm talking about, I can't figure that out. I'm talking about, it's just ridiculous the way they put this stuff. They had this thing laid out in Florida to buy a farm, a person sale. Now, it's saying that, if the gun owner who's selling the farm do not fill out the form, he can be put in jail 60 days. It's like a misdemeanor. I'm talking about, that is just crazy how they put all this stuff together. This is the stuff I'm talking about, people. I'm talking about what they just put in place, and you're telling me you're supposed to keep the public safe with some type of this stuff they just throw together. Anybody can be a public, be a notary of public. Anybody. I'm talking about, that's like, the DMV got notary publics and stuff. You can go up there. I'm talking about, it's just crazy. But, like I said before, these are the things that these people who are putting forth the gun regulation, I don't know if they think about what they're doing, but it just don't make sense. You claim you're closing a gun show loophole, but you're having a gun owner to pretty much fill out a form, ask this person who is buying the farm questions that they can lie on. I'm talking about no proof of a background check. You don't know. I'm talking about unless the gun owner take extra measures, make sure they have a pistol permit or concealed carry license or something like that. But for that, they just said ID. So maybe they just put the wording wrong. I don't know. But I'm just telling you that, that don't make sense. And, they have it. They also put forward some extended waiting periods, increased red flag laws and stuff like that. Raised the age up to 21. I'm talking about they're just doing the same old bunch of foolery mess that some of the other states are putting forth, and then you're telling people that you're passing safety measures to keep them safe. Man, this stuff has gone way too long about the government trying to keep the people safe, and most of the time the government puts you in harm's way when you're infringing on a law-abiding citizen to protect themselves. And you're sitting here telling that the other side that you're protecting them when you're taking guns away from people. It just don't make sense to me. So, these are some of the laws that's being put in place when it comes to Florida and stuff like that. People down in Florida, all over this country, look, we must get out and vote, vet the politicians. You can't vet them 100%. But you need to vet them enough that they're going to stand solid on your Second Amendment. You see what happened in Florida. You had Republicans pretty much led the whole way to pass these gun control measures to be sent to the Senate, to pass the Senate and go to the governors to be signed in Florida. So this is what you got going on. So this is DC Channel Guns, and I'll catch you on the next one.
This is DC Channel Guns. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.